everybody's okay today. Just coming on to share a little tip. So, many of you who are friends of mine, who have followed me for a long time, will know that for years and years I have suffered with anxiety. And this is something that very recently, I will say, I've managed to get under much more control. So one of my favourite methods for clearing anxiety I'm going to share with you today. Hi Matt. To see if it can help anybody else. So this is something that I have used for about 10 years. When I first did a course, a CBT course to help me get through chronic fatigue and ME when I very first got poorly, so that's around 10 years ago. So this is a technique that I've been using for about 10 years, and it has just been very recently reaffirmed to me how powerful this clearing method can be when I read a book called The Missing Secret. So if you've heard of the book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, it's about the law of attraction and how what we think is what we attract and what we feel is what we attract. So The Missing Secret is sort of a follow-on from that, and how to actually put that into practice and things that you can do to clear blocks that you have around what you want to attract, basically. But it is also something that is used for anxiety. It can be used for any sort of blocked feeling that you have. So I'm just going to quickly go through it. So the first thing to do is to just take a minute to actually focus on the feeling. So for me, I've got a little bit of anxiety today, which I know a lot of people have, and this is what I came on for, because we're in such a unknown time with our jobs and our money and our health. So the first thing I want you to do is to focus on the feeling, and where it is. So my anxiety right now is in my chest, and it comes down to about here. So think about where it is. Like, think about what shape it is. So mine is kind of like an upside down teardrop shape, I would say. Feel the anxiety kind of here. And if you think about what colour it is as well. So if I'm focusing on the colour, I feel like it is a blue, like a dark blue, quite a melancholy blue. So it's a little bit sad kind of blue. So you focus on that. Just take a couple of seconds to actually hone in just on that feeling, which might feel a bit uncomfortable, but it's important to do that so that you can actually clear it. So just focus on the feeling for a second. Take a couple of deep breaths. When you take your deep breaths, do it from your diaphragm. So push your diaphragm down and breathe in fully. Don't just breathe from your lungs. You want to really sort of fill up your whole body with air. So take a few really deep breaths. And then we're going to start with the clearing method. So this is emotional freedom technique. It's the tapping technique. And it actually works on the meridians of your body that are used when you go for acupuncture and things like that. So it's about the energy flow and getting your body energy moving so that you can clear these emotions and the hormones that are attached to these emotions. So if we have a lot of anxiety, we'll be holding on to a lot of cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone that is actually going to damage your immune system if there's too much of that flowing through the body, and we really don't want that at this time. So it's really important to try and clear these feelings as they come. It's you know, we're all going to have it. It's okay to sit with them for a while, but don't sort of sit in it for too long, and we want to try and clear them. So this is emotional freedom technique. So we've got the idea, we've got the anxiety. It feels like an upside down tear shape, and I would say it's on about a level 8 at the moment if I was doing that out of 10. So it's quite a high level of anxiety. So what we do is we start with this point here, and we just tap. Okay, and we say, take a deep breath, and we say, even though I have this anxiety, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this anxiety, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this anxiety, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, then we move on to the next point and we follow on with this anxiety, this anxiety, this anxiety. Next point is at the side of your head. This anxiety, this anxiety, this anxiety. All the time you're sort of focusing on that feeling. This anxiety, this anxiety, this anxiety. 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 Okay, so those are all the points, and then the next point is you hold onto your wrist and you hold it really tight and you take a really deep breath. And what I want you to do is I want you to picture a tree, and I want you to picture yourself lifting that root, lifting the tree out from the root, from the ground, and pushing the tree over. So you're actually pulling the roots up and you're pushing it over. So take a few seconds to really visualise yourself pulling that tree out of the ground and pushing it over, while you take a few deep breaths and holding around your wrist like this, okay? Okay, you got it? And then shake it off. Shake it off. Okay, now go back to the feeling and see if it feels any different. And I feel like it's really cleared. I feel like I'm probably down to about a 3 now. There's still a little bit of feeling there, but not very much, which is really good. So what you can do is you can do a few rounds of that process on that feeling until you really, really clear it down till it's a 1 or a 0. And it helps you to clear anxiety in the moment. So I'm just going to go through the points with you again. So you start here and you tap here on the side of your hand, and you say, even though I have this anxiety, I deeply and completely accept myself. And you tap over and over, and you want to say that 3 times as you tap in this point. Then you move on, and then the next thing that you say is this anxiety, or if you're feeling very sad, this sadness. If you're feeling a pain, this pain. Like, you can focus on anything that is sort of blocking your body from feeling as good as it should. So you then go to here, that's the first one, and you say this anxiety, say it 3 times, and then you move to here. This is the next point, and then under the eye is the next point, and then under the nose, on the sort of bow of your lip, that's the next point. And then on the edge of your chin is your next point. On your chest, sort of just slightly to the left, is the next point. And then we go to the top of the head. And you can use all fingers on the top of the head, and just make sure that you're getting that point, and you say it 3 times over. And then the next thing to do is use your fingers and hold all the way around your wrist. Take a few deep breaths and really picture yourself, visualise yourself lifting a tree from the roots out of the ground and pushing it over. That is a symbol of you pushing that feeling away, of tackling that feeling, breaking it down, and pushing it away. And then you take a deep breath and you shake it off, okay? And then you go back and you analyse the feeling, and you just do it over and over again until the feeling is cleared. So this is one of my absolute favourite anxiety clearing methods. If you have any sort of feelings like that at the moment, I've got loads of other tips through years of therapy, years of trying to improve my own mental health and my own physical health. I have loads of different tips of things that work for lots of different situations, and these are things that have actually helped me to get to the fullest kind of recovery that I'm at now. So anything that I can share, I want to, but this, so many people are having such massive anxiety at the moment, and this for me is my go-to clearing method for those feelings. So I just wanted to share that all with you. So EFT, it's amazing. Reach out if you want any more information on this. We can do it together. We can perhaps get a little Facebook group together or something where we go through some little anxiety clearing methods or something like that. But anything I can do to help, just send me a message and I can go through it all again. Watch the video again, go through the points again. Here here, 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 and here. Okay? And I hope that helps. Keep well, everybody. Keep safe, and try to stay calm. Love you all. Speak to you soon.